This rain hasn't stopped since I arrived. 3 days now. The locals say it never stops. That the sky itself is grieving for something that happened long before they were born. I was raised in a pit where sunlight was a rumor. I understand what it means to live under a sky that refuses to change.
A megacore, the village hidden in rain. I was born here, orphaned here. Learned to kill here before I learned to read. The rain is not grief. The rain is memory. Every drop carries the blood of someone who died in wars they didn't start. The sky remembers what the people try to forget.
Poetic. My prison had no weather, just stone and darkness and the screaming of men who'd forgotten their own names. The pit, that's what they called it. A hole in the earth where they threw people they wanted to disappear. I didn't disappear. I climbed out. Took me years, but I climbed out.
I've heard of your pit, a place designed to remove hope slowly. Starvation, violence. The strong eating the weak until only monsters remain. My village was similar. Not a prison exactly, but a battlefield where children learned that survival meant becoming weapons. The process is the same. Only the architecture differs.
You were a weapon for others. I can see it in how you hold yourself. The posture of a man who was aimed before he was asked. I had a mentor once, Raz Al Ghul, leader of the League of Shadows. He found me after the pit, trained me, used me, told me I was his successor while sharpening me into a blade for his hand. I believed him for years, believed I was chosen, special. Turns out I was just useful.
Madara Uchiha, Obito, names that move through my history like poison through water. They came to me with visions of peace, a world without war, without suffering. They said my eyes made me special, that my pain gave me understanding others lacked. I believed them too. Built an organization around their philosophy. Killed friends for their cause. Only later did I learn I was never the architect, just the loudest hammer.
Raz discarded me when I became inconvenient, excommunicated, cast out like I was nothing. After everything I'd done, every city I'd destabilized, every system I'd broken on his behalf. One disagreement about methods and suddenly I was a liability. The father figure becomes the enemy overnight. I've seen that story play out in other men's lives. Magneto and his children, Thanos and his daughters. The pattern repeats because powerful men can't love what they create. They can only use it.
Obito watched my best friend die and let me believe it was the world's fault. Fed my grief until it became ideology. Every speech I gave about peace through pain, every village I threatened, every god I pretended to be. All of it serving his resurrection project for a woman he loved and lost. My entire philosophy was someone else's coping mechanism. I didn't discover this until I was already dying. Already too late to rebuild anything true.
Gotham was supposed to be my masterpiece. A city so corrupt that destroying it would be mercy. I spent months planning, broke their symbol, their Batman, put him in a pit of his own, and made him watch from a prison cell while I dismantled everything he'd built. And then he climbed out, just like I did. And everything I'd constructed collapsed in a day.
I destroyed Konoha, the hidden leaf village, flattened it with a single technique, killed their leader, made them feel what a Megakure had felt for generations. The pain of being small, powerless, forgotten by the great nations that used us as a battlefield. And then a boy, Naruto, talked to me. Just talked, found the wound beneath the ideology and pressed on it until I couldn't breathe. I brought everyone back, reversed my own victory, died giving them what I'd taken.
You reversed it. Interesting. I've never reversed anything. When Gotham survived, I didn't feel regret. I felt clarity. The city wasn't supposed to die. It was supposed to suffer, to understand what suffering meant. The bomb was always secondary. The real weapon was time. Months of isolation. Months of watching their systems fail and their hope drain away. The explosion would have been punctuation. The sentence was already complete.
Peace through pain. That was my doctrine. Make the world suffer equally. Let every nation feel what the small nations feel. Let every parent bury a child. Let every child watch their home burn. Then, in that shared agony, understanding would emerge. Empathy born from identical wounds. It sounds reasonable when you say it slowly. It sounds insane when you watch it happen.
Does pain actually teach? I've asked myself this. The pit taught me strength, taught me patience, taught me that hope is a tool and despair is a trap. But the men who threw me there didn't become better for my suffering. They just forgot I existed. Pain only teaches the one feeling it. Everyone else looks away.
Jiraiya said something similar. My old teacher, the man I killed to prove my philosophy had teeth. He said pain without understanding creates more pain, that I was spreading a disease while calling it a cure. I told him he was naive, that he'd never suffered enough to understand. But he had suffered. He'd just chosen differently than I did. That choice haunted me until the end.
Choice. That's where it falls apart. Raz believed humanity would choose destruction if given the option. That civilization was a thin mask over chaos. I believed him because the pit proved him right. Every man in that hole would have killed every other man to climb out. But Batman chose differently. Refused to kill even when killing would have been easier. Either he's an aberration or Raz was wrong. I still don't know which.
Naruto was my aberration, a boy who'd suffered as much as I had, orphaned, hated, used as a weapon by his village. Every reason to become what I became, and he refused, kept believing in people who had given him no reason to believe. I called it stupidity, then I called it strength. Now I don't know what to call it. Something I couldn't do, something I wasn't brave enough to try.
What would you die for? Not what you did die for. What would you choose now, knowing what you know?
Conan, my last friend, the only one who stayed after Yahiko died, after Jiraiya died, after I became something neither of us recognized. She believed in me even when the belief was misplaced. If dying could have saved her from what came after, I would have done it gladly. But I was already dead by then. And she died alone, defending my corpse from a man who wanted my eyes. I would die for her. I just never got the chance to do it right.
I would die for the child I was, the boy in the pit who decided to survive when surviving meant becoming a monster. He deserved a world that didn't require monsters. I couldn't build that world. Too broken by the time I climbed out. But if dying could give that boy a different path, a door that didn't lead to Raz or Gotham or this mask that keeps me breathing, I would take that trade, even now.
Then we are the same. Two men who became weapons and called it purpose. Two men who hurt the world and called it teaching. Two men who would undo everything if the undoing meant saving someone we used to be. The rain keeps falling because we keep making the same mistakes. Every generation, every village, every pit and every war. Maybe that's the real cycle, not pain creating peace. Pain creating more pain forever, until someone finally chooses to stop passing it on. Good luck, the masked man.